Hi, this is Pastor Ted Marshall with the rest of the story devotionals. And of course, our devotionals are inspired by the devotionals that we get from our daily bread. And as you can see, mine are pretty much marked all through it. And what I've done, I go through these and I find stuff that is really interesting. And I try to add some more light than just being able to read it, being able to actually put some photographs and maybe some video along with it, and also talk about it. Now, today we're going to be in Luke 22, 39 through 44. And the title of this devotional is called Drops of Bread. And it's inspired by Lisa M. Samara. And I want to thank her for the inspiration to go ahead and do this, and on this special occasion here just before Easter. But this is good all year round. Now, if you would, go to the Bible with me, and we're going to read from Luke 22. We're going to read from chapter 39 to 44. And Drew's going to throw it up on the screen so you can follow along with us. And this is in the NIV. Now, there may be some different words from NIV from my Bible to the NIV that's on the internet, but you're going to hear the truth in the life. Okay, so here we go. Luke 22, starting with verse 39. Jesus agonizes in the garden, and here we go. Jesus went out as usual to the Mount of Olives, and his disciples followed him. On the reaching of this place, he said to them, "Pray that you will not fall into temptation." He withdrew about a stone's throw beyond them, knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup from me, yet not my will be yours, be done." An angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. And beginning in anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. Now, what's reported on our rest of the story is coming from Lisa M. Samara in our daily bread, and she's speaking about walking through the Scottish National Gallery, and she was drawn to a strong brushworks and vibrant colors of one of the many olive tree paintings by Dutch artist Vincent van Gogh. Many histories believe that the work was inspired by Jesus and experienced in the Garden of Gethsemane on the Mount of Olives. What especially caught my eye on the canvas of the paintings were the small red splotches of paint among the ancient trees, known as mounds of olives because of the olive trees located on the mountainside. Jesus went there to pray on the night that he was predicted his disciple Judas would betray him. Jesus is overwhelmed with anguish, knowing that betrayal would result in his crucifixion. And as he prayed, his sweat was like drops of blood falling to the ground. Jesus' agony was evident in the garden, and he prepared for the pain and the humiliation of public execution that would result in physical shedding of his blood on the ground. Friday, long ago. The red paint of Van Gogh's painting reminds us that Jesus had to suffer many things and be rejected. While suffering is part of the story, however, it no longer dominates the picture. Jesus' victory over death transforms even our suffering, allowing it to become only a part of the beautiful landscape of our lives he's created. Jesus, thank you for being willing to suffer even death so that I might receive eternal life. Now, the Mount of Olives is located just east of Jerusalem. Jesus went up there the southwest slope on an olive grove called Gethsemane, and which means oil press. Jesus asked his disciples to pray that they would not fall into temptation, because he knew that he would soon be leaving them. Jesus also knew that he would need extra strength to face the temptations ahead. Temptations to run away, to deny their relationship with him. They were about to see Jesus die. They would still think he was the Messiah. Would they still think he was the Messiah? The disciples' strongest temptation would be undoubtedly to be to think that they had been deserted or deceived? Was Jesus trying to get out of this mission? It's never wrong to express our true feelings to God. Jesus exposed his dread of the coming trials, but he also reaffirmed his commitment to do what God wanted. The cup he spoke of meant the terrible agony he knew he would endure. Not only the horror of the crucifixion, but even worse, the total separation from God that we would have to experience in order to die for the world's sins. Only Luke tells us that Jesus' sweat resembled drops of blood. Jesus was in extreme agony, but he did not give up or give in. He went ahead with his mission, for which he had come. Thanks for taking a look at us, and we appreciate you being here at Veterans Radio Ministry. And this was the Rest of the Story Devotionals. I'm Pastor Ted Marshall. Thanks again for joining us.